So, unless you've been under a rock today or you've been completely away from civilization, you would have heard about the Gillette scandal. So what exactly happened with Gillette? Well, I'm going to read this article to you, and it's going to give you a pretty good lowdown on exactly what went down. Procter & Gamble. So Procter & Gamble is the parent company which owns Gillette, along with a number of other companies, which I'm going to share with you, in amongst which is there's Tide in there. Remember the Tide Pod Challenge? I'm going to read these to you at the end, so stick with me, guys, because I want you to boycott. If you don't like what Procter & Gamble are up to, I want you to boycott every single product that they have. Right? If you don't like what they're up to, right? I personally don't, and I will be boycotting every single product. All right, but you know, at the end of the day, it's your personal choice, and I totally respect your choices, men, because it is a conscious choice that we make to do things. Procter & Gamble challenges men to shave their toxic masculinity, which is a total oxymoron because there's nothing toxic about masculinity, given that toxic means poisonous. Feminist rhetoric much? Spot pegged to #MeToo asks, is this the best a man can get? And there's a guy called Pankaj Bhalla, spelled Pankaj Bhalla, and he's on LinkedIn, so you can go and see his photo. I've actually put it as a thumbnail of this video. He's the idiot that's behind this clowning. One of the manliest brands in men's products has hit on an unusual strategy for divided times, questioning toxic masculinity. Gillette, the Procter & Gamble company brand that for 3 decades has used the tagline, the best a man can get, because, you know, up until then, Gillette was the best a man could get, is building a new campaign around the #MeToo movement, a risky approach. Oh, you think? That will be the latest test of how successfully big consumer brands can navigate tricky social movements. The ad, well, maybe they shouldn't get involved to begin with. That's my personal thoughts. The ad created by the brand agencies created by the brand's, so it's actually a brand agency that they've hired. That makes sense because the board of directors of Gillette is basically all men. Or sorry, or Procter & Gamble, I think it's pretty much all men that are at the head. But they've hired probably a feminist ad agency. Everything makes sense. But the male feminist who actually is at the head of all this, who's ultimately responsible, is not backing down. He's doubling down, and he's backing the decision to make this ad. Here we go. So the ad created by the brand agency's Grey entitled, brand's ad agency Grey entitled We Believe, opens with audio of news about the Me Too movement, bullying, and toxic masculinity. A narrator goes on to dispute the notion that boys will be boys, asking, is this the best a man can get? Is it? Could men get better? Because as feminists, we think men can get better, and they should be better, and they should change. But we shouldn't have to change anything because women's rights and vagina. Is this the best a man can get? Is it? We can't hide from it. It has been going on for far too long. We can't laugh it off making the same old excuses. This is an important conversation happening, and as a company that encourages men to be their best, we feel compelled to both address it and take action of our own, said Mangina Pankaj Bhalla, Gillette brand director for North America. Oh dear God. In an emailed statement, we are taking a realistic look at what's happening today and aiming to inspire change by acknowledging that the old saying, boys will be boys, is not an excuse. Pankaj, are you trying to fuck the girl in charge of this Grey agency? Because I think that you're white knighting for her to try and get some pussy. But it's not going to happen, boy. It's not going to happen. Let me tell you why. Because you're a mangina. And even feminists don't respect manginas. Manginas are useful idiots for feminists to push their own agenda. But in a sign of the risks Gillette is taking, the ad quickly proved passionate rebukes online. The video is sad and depressing while putting all men in a bad light, one Twitter user wrote. Men just aren't waking up to bad things. Men aren't just waking up to bad things that are going on. There's always been good men, bad ones too, yes, but the same can be said about women. fucking bravo. That's 100% correct. It goes both ways, baby. The new Gillette ad was meant to inspire positive behavior. Yeah, because shaming and browbeating has always inspired positive behavior, hasn't it? Not being a role model, right? Being a role model doesn't inspire positive behavior, only shaming men. The new Gillette ad was made to inspire positive behavior, but spends too much time exposing the behavior that men have been criticized for, says Susan Cantor, obviously another feminist, chief executive of branding firm Red Peak. Men are saying, we feel marginalized, criticized, and accused rather than feeling inspired, empowered, and encouraged. Well, in some ways she's right on that, and that's basically exactly how we're feeling. We're just like, we're fucking done with listening to your bullshit. We're done with being told that we're bad because penis. P&G, or Procter & Gamble, said it has no plans to pull the spot in the face of some negative reaction. We recognize it's sparking a lot of passionate dialogue at the same time. It's getting people to stop and think about what it means to be our best selves, which is the point of the spot, Mr. Mangina Bhalla said. P&G is among the companies that in recent years have used advertising as a platform to promote their stance on topics such as gender equality, immigration, and gun control, aka leftist progressive dogma. The company is perhaps best known for its lauded Like a Girl ad campaign for feminine care brand Always. Like, that's fine. Like a girl for a female hygiene brand. Like, that makes total sense because that's your target market. It's your target market, right? And these girls are shaving because they want to be feminine. Like, that's the whole fucking point. And stress test for deodorant brand Secret. It's fine. But brands diving into charged social issues risk turning off consumers who don't agree with their stance, aka your entire target audience. Don't believe it is authentic or consider it poorly handled. Well, I think we can safely say that Gillette fucked up and poorly handled this one big time. Last year, many Twitter users slammed Dodge Ram trucks for using audio of a Martin Luther King Jr. speech in a Super Bowl ad for its Ram pickup truck that promoted public service, seeing it as a sales stunt. Dodge has said it was celebrating Dr. King's words and had the approval of his estate. So what's the problem, huh? Because guess what? Unlike with this Gillette ad, they actually went to the people that hold the intellectual property of the speech, right? And said, would you mind if we use this in a Super Bowl ad? We think it would be a really cool tribute to Martin Luther King Jr. And they've said, sure, go ahead. Gillette didn't come to men and saying, hey, do you mind if we just like do an ad calling you all toxic and telling you to behave better? Because we think that would be a really awesome and progressive thing to do that would totally fit with our brand image and resonate with our customers. That's why Gillette fucked up and Dodge didn't. This is the understatement of the year right here. The new Gillette ad is risky, said Dean Crutchfield, CEO of branding firm Crutchfield & Partners. It creates a credible, believable, and upfront conversation that takes brutal honesty and tough decisions, he said. As a result, it could appeal to millennials who care about what companies stand for, he said, aka indoctrinated university graduates and libtards, and basically any leftist scumbag that hasn't had any life experience and is just going off what their university professors tell them. And their stock hasn't budged yet, but watch what will happen. Watch what happens over the following weeks, months, and years. As a result, there's a demand for this, for purpose, for brands to be tackling tough issues in the moment. But this isn't an issue. Toxic masculinity isn't a thing. There's nothing toxic about masculine traits. Therefore, there's no such thing as toxic masculinity. There can only be toxic masculinity if there are certain masculine traits that are toxic, aka poisonous. So you're all idiots if you're talking about toxic masculinity. And that's how I know people are feminists and retards and totally indoctrinated. Here we go. But the ad could backfire and alienate Gillette's entire customer base, Mr. Crutchfield cautioned. Does the customer want to be told they're a naughty boy, or do they want to fucking shave? Right, like, I know I haven't shaved this for a while, but I shave around here. I shave this. You know what I mean? I got Gillette stuff at home, but no more Gillette. I'm done. I'm off to Schick or the shaver shop. I'm gonna go anywhere but Gillette from now on, even though I've been using them for over 20 years. I'm done with Gillette. Nike Inc.'s ad campaign featuring former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick. Have you noticed that I don't wear my Nike cap very often, if at all, these days? Just saying. Who has led player protests for racial justice during pre-game national anthem ceremonies, generated both praise and boycott threats when it debuted last September. Nike appeared to weather any backlash from the effort, which was part of the 30th anniversary of the footwear giant's Just Do It campaign. The company last month reported sales rose 10% in the last quarter, driven by growth in both shoes and apparel. Right? And look, some people were for Nike's campaign, some people were against it. I wasn't personally a fan, right? But corrected. But they're attacking men in this. They're completely attacking. Right? This isn't just a, we want to, put it out there that we think everyone should be treated equally, even if they're, not Caucasian. Right? That's not what it's about at all. That's why Nike didn't suffer as much backlash. It was the taking a knee that people took issue with. Anyway, I'm going to get off that topic because we're on the focus of Gillette today. The Gillette ad takes a different approach, according to Ms. Cantor. The difference between this ad and Nike's controversial ad is that Nike is saying, believe in something even if it means sacrificing everything, Ms. Cantor said. It's an endorsement of conviction, but not telling you what to believe. You can respect that. They weren't explicitly supporting a certain behavior or admonishing a certain behavior. That's true. That's accurate. While misfires could hurt brand reputations in the short term, they don't usually have long-term effects. A 2017 commercial in which Kendall Jenner joins a protest march and hands a Pepsi. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. We've basically gotten the point. But here's where I'm going with this. Procter & Gamble brands. Let's boycott all of these, men. Tide. So look, fabric care. Tide, Ariel, Bounce, Cheer, Downy, and Dreft. Era, Gain, Ace, Right, Rindex 3-in-1. Family care, Bounty, Charmin, Puffs, facial tissues. And if you've got any anti-SJW women in your family, tell them to boycott Always Discreet, and Tampax. Hair care, there's Head and Shoulders shampoo, herbal essences, Aussie, Old Spice, and Pantene. There are other great alternatives to those. Home care, Cascade, Dawn, Febreze, Gain, Ultra Joy, Mr. Clean, Swiffer, Salvo. Grooming, there's Braun, Gillette, Gillette Venus, The Art of Shaving. Personal health care, there's Clear Blue, pregnancy tests. Align, Metamucil, Pepto-Bismol, Prilosec, Vicks, Triple Z Quill, Sleep Aid. There's Oral Care, Crest, Fixodent, Oral-B, and Scope. Skin and personal care, they've got more Gillette, Ivory, Olay, Old Spice, Safeguard, Secret, Native, and Snowberry. I've put the link to their brands in the low bar, so go and check those out. And any of them that you're currently buying, just find a good alternative and stop buying them. Let us speak with our wallets and the retraction of those wallets from the pockets of Procter & Gamble. It's go time, baby. We are finally starting to see the backlash against this feminist bullshit. We've seen the backlash at the movie theaters with remakes of very, very popular old school movies, right? With the remakes being totally slammed because they put vaginas in them. And I'm totally cool. If you've got women in a movie and they're kick-ass actors, fuck yeah. But if you're putting them in there purely for the sake of social justice, you're not gonna end up having a very good outcome. I'm just saying, movie directors, think about it, right? Daria says, how long till they poke men and they snap back? And this is my point. We're done. We've had enough, right? We are fed up with the shit from these marketing campaigns. We are fed up with Brute supporting White Ribbon, right? And shitting on men. Brute, a man's deodorant. That's their entire target market, men. And they're supporting White Ribbon openly. They're even putting White Ribbon logos on every one of their cans to say they support White Ribbon. And White Ribbon is one of the most nasty, anti-male organizations I've ever seen. So Proctor and Gamble, Pankaj Bhalla. To the people looking after Brute, I just wanted to say, you keep going down this road, you're in big trouble. Things are seriously going to go downhill for you. And I'm not even fucking around anymore. Because every single time now that we see these anti-male things come out, right? And while I've got you guys, and I just got a massive donation from Stephen Robbins. I just want to thank you so much for that, brother. He says, thank you for all your hard work, Sydney. Sorry, thank you for all your work, Sydney. It's my pleasure, Stephen, and I will continue to do it. And my blog is launching very soon, and I've got some really interesting stuff. And Ralph, with a $2 donation, says they don't hide the witch hunt agenda anymore. That's right. See, this is the thing. Feminists think, they honestly think that, oh, you know, we're good now because we've made enough progress that we can just say whatever we want, do whatever we want, be good little feminists, and you know, everyone will be happy. Now I'm going to share with you this Gillette video, and this one's for you, Stephen Roberts. Sorry, Stephen Robbins, I apologize.
Is this the best a man can get?
So I'm going to share this with you because of the massive donation from Stephen. I appreciate you, Stephen.
The Me Too movement against sexual harassment.
Masculinity. Is this the best a man can get? Is it? A problem we can't hide from it.
Sexual harassment is taking over.
It's been going on far too long. We can't laugh it off.
What I actually think she's trying to say.
Making the same old excuses.
Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys.
But something finally changed.
Allegations regarding sexual assault and sexual harassment.
That's what she says.
And there will be no going back. Because we believe in the best in men.
Men need to hold other men accountable.
Well, sweetie, come on.
To say the right thing. To act the right way.
Not cool.
Some already are. In ways big
Yo, men, we're acting like bullshit.
and small.
I am strong.
But some is not enough.
Somehow we treat each other, okay?
Because the boys watching today will be the men of tomorrow.
So what does this say here? This little blue punchline says, it's only by challenging ourselves to do more that we can get closer to our best. We are taking action at thebestmencanbe.org. Oh, hang on, let's go to that website. Thebestmencanbe.org. This just got interesting. I missed that little bit. Thebestmencanbe.org. Oh, Gillette.com. What does it say here? Wow, it's got a whole thing on it. Here we are. This is unbelievable. So here we go, guys. Check this out. It's time we acknowledge that brands like ours play a role in influencing culture, aka indoctrinating and being social engineers. And as a company that encourages men to be their best, we have a responsibility to make sure that we are promoting, aka pushing an agenda, positive, attainable, inclusive, and healthy versions of what it means to be a man. With that in mind, we've spent the last few months taking a hard look at our post and coming communication and reflecting on the types of men and behaviors we want to celebrate. We're inviting all men along this journey with us to strive to be better men, because you need to be better like Clementine Ford told you to be. To make us better and to help us help each other be better. From today on, we pledge to actively challenge the stereotypes and expectations of what it takes to be a man everywhere you see Gillette. In the ads we run, the images we publish to social media, the words we choose, and so much more. As part of the Best Men Can Be campaign, Gillette is committing to donate Wait. Oh, hold on. Shit just got this is even more reason to boycott every single Procter & Gamble brand. Send them out of business. As part of the Best Men Can Be campaign, Gillette is committing to donate $1 million per year for the next 3 years to non-profit organizations executing programs in the United States designed to inspire, educate, and help men of all ages achieve their personal best and become role models for the next generation. Yeah, so you're donating $1 million a year to feminist organizations who are trying to shame men into not being men anymore. We will not be shamed into it. We will remain masculine, strong, steadfast. And in case you're wondering what masculinity looks like, take a look in the camera right now, because this is what masculinity looks like. Our tagline needs to continue to inspire us all to be better every day and to help create a new standard for boys to admire and for men to achieve, because the boys of today are the men of tomorrow. We've all got work to do, and it starts today. Gillette, the best a man can get. Oh, nice little punchline there, Gillette. I'm sorry, too little too late, people. Oh, here we go. Gillette is committed to driving change that matters, starting out with our own actions and expanding out to programs that support men of positive action everywhere. To make our vision of the best men can be a reality, we'll be distributing $1 million per year for the next 3 years to non-profit organizations, executing the most interesting and impactful programs designed to help men of all ages achieve their personal best. JG says, this is a PR disaster. I'm ashamed to share the surname. Sorry, Jay Gillette. It's cool, man. We're not holding it against you. Our first partner in this effort is the boys. Here we go. It's meant to be for men. It's the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Not just the boys club, but the boys and girls. And guess who's going to get the lion's share of the funding? Because vagina. And thank you, Riff Magos, for $10 donation. Every time a man stands for the truth, a feminist gets butthurt. Keep it up, Sydney. Oh man, there's some feminists going to be butthurt after this video. You watch the few dislikes. And by the way, go to the Gillette YouTube page. I'm actually going to share the link in the video after this. Actually, let's see if I can share it with you guys in the chat right now. Let's see if I can do this. Home, my channel. It's weird looking at myself looking down at a phone in the live chat. Here we go, guys. I've just put the YouTube link in it. Make sure you bookmark that. All right, so yes, back to exactly what I was saying, and I'm almost done here, guys, so please stick with me. Yeah, so our first partner in this effort is the Boys and Girls Club of America. Positive experiences at Boys and Girls Club provides young men with the important social and emotional skills they need to communicate effectively, aka trying to stamp out toxic masculinity by making boys more feminine. And develop coping mechanisms in order to face challenging situations. These skills are critical in everyday life and to the success of young people. With more than 4,300 clubs across the country, Boys and Girls Club's singular mission is to ensure that youth in America have the opportunities that set them up for success so that they graduate on time with a plan for their futures, where they live healthy lifestyles and give back to their communities. But of course, men don't actually need to be set up for success, because apparently they've got all the privilege. So yeah, that's kind of where it's at. By the way, at this point in time, we have 175,000 dislikes on the Gillette YouTube video, in contrast to 18,000 likes. And Sil says, with the $10 donation, thank you, brother, says, I like that these companies are weeding themselves out. Let us know where not to spend our money. Exactly. And Ralph says, with the $5 donation, before it used to be innocent until proven guilty, now it's innocent until proven innocent, except it only applies to men. That's equality in 2019, 100%, brother. And I'm going to click on learn more because I'd like to learn more about the boys and girls clubs of America. What do we got here? It's a little vague. Look, maybe I shouldn't be too hard on them. I don't know what it's all about. I don't know them, so I'm not going to shit all over them. But the fact that it's meant to be helping men and it's boys and girls, I mean, that's just straight away is a red flag for me. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think in the comments after this video is posted. I appreciate you all in the live chat. Thank you so much to the gentleman who donated. I really appreciate your help to continue this fight. I've got 293 in the box. That is amazing. Guys, it is just so good that this message is resonating with you. It's so good that we're all becoming aware of what's going on. And yeah, what can I say? Boycott Brute because they support White Ribbon. And go and check out who actually makes Brute. Go and check out who makes Brute and boycott them and all the brands that they make. Because what's happening right now and what we're seeing all over the world is these leftists and femtards and these soy boys and the manginas, they are actually trying to remove the financial source from everywhere. So this is why PayPal has taken away Sargon of Akkad's PayPal account. Sorry, was it? No, they canceled his Patreon, right? All of these conservative voices and all of these voices that aren't radical leftists are being silenced, right? They're being demonetized on YouTube to take away their money supply. They're having leftists protest anywhere they speak so that they have to pay a big security bill to try and discourage them from speaking next time, speaking out against the madness that is going on, right? So this is my point. This is my absolute point. The left, the radical left is trying to take our finances, is trying to take our money, is trying to immobilize us by way of demonetizing us. So it's time to demonetize those motherfuckers. I appreciate you guys. If you want to donate outside of the chat, paypal.me/SydneyMGTOW. I'm also over at subscribestar.com/SydneyMGTOW. And if you want to send me an email, sydneymgtow@gmail.com. I appreciate you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. But until then, I'm looking forward to seeing Gillette and Proctor & Gamble's share price slide. All right, guys, appreciate you. Catch you next time. Peace.